What is going on, guys? I just found this cool little area, kinda in my neck of the woods. Guess it's called Battle of Bushy Run. Apparently back in the day, I think it was a Wednesday perhaps, the Native Americans and the British fought over this land. Obviously, the Native Americans were trying to stop the British from settling. Oh, can you go in? The Native Americans were trying to stop the British from settling. And guess who won? But that is not what we are talking about today. Today, we're going to talk about the MSF course and just a little rundown of it. What to expect. That's pretty cool though. But what to expect from it, and as well as your permit test. So I did want to say one thing real quick, and while all this can be used within the United States, I just want to remind everybody that every state is different. So with Pennsylvania, to get your motorcycle license, you have to pass the permit test, and then after that you can either go and take the driving test at the DMV. You do need a motorcycle to do that, or you can go and do the MSF course where they provide you with a motorcycle. That's what I did. And some states you have to do all three. Let me know in the comments, what you have to do in your state. Another thing, for Pennsylvania, I didn't realize how lucky we were. It's free for us here in PA, but apparently a lot of other states, you have to pay, and it can get expensive. And, if you're in another country, too, let me know what your requirements are, because if I remember correctly, because I watch a bunch of videos and stuff, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in other countries, they have like a lot of restrictions with the size bike that they can get. I kept on saying an L license. I don't know if that's like a learner's license or what that is, but apparently everyone's a little bit different. So this talk, while it will work for pretty much everybody in the United States, if you're outside of the United States, I don't know what they do, so it could be totally different. But as far as like getting your permit, which is the first thing you need to do before you can even take the MSF course, this is what I did. And I apologize if I bring up school a lot. I know that it seems like I bring it up almost every video. It has just been such a big part of my life that make sure this is recording. It's just been such a big part of my life that I just learned a lot from it. And what I'm trying to say is the biggest thing that I learned from school was how to teach myself. You know what I mean? So kind of I applied that to getting my permit test. So what I would recommend, if you're getting your permit test or you're going to take it and how to prepare for it, I would download the PDF of the booklet. They no longer give you a booklet, or at least in Pennsylvania they don't. They make you download it. Read that booklet, and then at the back of it, it has a bunch of questions. I would physically write down all the questions, and then I would write down the answers. And then I would just keep reading that until you memorize it. The second thing that you can do, or that you do, what I did, is and I'll leave a link to the description. There's a really good website. I should be in a lower gear. There's a really good website, and you can choose your state, and obviously you want to choose motorcycle, but they have DMV, CDL, and car as well. But make sure you get your state and the motorcycle, and then they have like 24 tests or whatever. Now, what I did was I took every single one of those tests, and I took them so much to where I did memorize them. Obviously knowing something is a lot better than memorizing, but for the permit test, we're going to go ahead, we're just going to memorize it. So, you know, it takes a while in the beginning, but once you get it down, you can knock out every single one of those tests, you know, back to back in like an hour or two. And just do that until you're so fluent with it that you're not even thinking what you're doing. You're just knocking them out. And again, you know, I don't like the idea of memorizing. I think learning is a lot better than memorizing, but it's a permit test. You know, it's just kind of it's a lot of it really is common sense stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't know if this was just for PA, but you know, whenever I took my test, the questions that were on my permit test were verbatim to what was on that website that I was sent a link to. So you know, it's I don't know if all states are like that. I was actually really surprised that it was like that. You know, I took it so fast that the instructor thought my machine broke. He's like, well, what's wrong? I said, well, nothing's wrong, I'm just done. He's like, oh, well, did you pass? I said, well, yeah. He's like, oh, all right. So, you know, just knocked it out real quick. And it's really not that bad. You know what I mean? That's just what I did to pass my test. You know, I read the booklet, I did all the questions, and then the website that I'll link in the description, I just went and I did all those tests until I knew them verbatim. And I understand that I have a lot more free time than a lot of other people. I don't have kids or anything like that, so, you know, I get that. But, you know, you're persistent, you will find a way, you will get it done. And, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's all there really is to the permit test. I would just, you know, just do what I said. That's what I do with you know, all the other exams and stuff. I did my oh, what the hell is it called, life insurance, and you know, I ran the same play, and it works out really well for me anyways, and I have a horrible memory, so there you go. All right, now we're going to talk about the MSF course now. Now, the MSF course, don't freak out about, because you have to understand that the MSF course is designed to be passed and completed by a person who's never set foot on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? And do I really want to go this way, or do I want to loop around? I'm gonna loop around, because I really don't want to be out there. But the MSF course is designed to be passed by, you know, people who've never even been on a motorcycle before. So it's super easy, super beginner friendly. You know what I mean? You're fun, dude. And it's just, you're good, dude. Just go. I appreciate you, King. You know, it's just real easy to do. Everyone's gonna fucking wait for me. That's fine, I guess. This road's so busy. Why is it so busy? I just don't want to go on 66 because it's, you know, it could be windy or whatever. But what was I talking about? Yeah, the MSF course is designed to be passed by somebody who's never been on a motorcycle. I've never been on a motorcycle until I took the course, and it's not bad. So if you don't already know, the MSF course is like a 3-day event. I think it's 15 hours, 5, 5, and 5. It's usually completed in 3 days. The first day is book work, so they give you an e-packet, and they, you know, you watch a bunch of videos with that, and you knock that out that first night. You know, the first day, what you do is you will go, and I should be in a way lower gear, you will go and you just do some drills, you know, nothing on the bike. You're not on the bike. It's all, you know, book work and stuff. And what I liked about it, they teach you how to set up traps. So they have a picture, and well, not set up traps, point out traps. So they have a picture, and they would say, so what are the traps in here? Traps are basically anything that's going to cause you to have a really crappy day, you know. So it could be a picture. It's like, what's the trap? It's like, oh, there's the side of a vehicle and its wheels are turned in, so it could pull out in front of you. there you go. It's just recognizing certain things. And yeah, you know, you don't do too much in the first day of it. You know what I mean? I mean, you do and you don't, but it's nothing hard, and it's nothing that you can fail. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of group work and just kind of looking over everything. And let me execute this turn real quick. It's a blind curve. Maintain throttle, maintain throttle, maintain throttle. There you go. And it's fun. You know, I like classroom settings a lot, so it's not bad. And after you get that, you know, you have to do a e-booklet thing. And if I remember correctly, I think you have to do that before you start the I think you have to do that before you actually start that first day. I can't remember if it was that first day or not. Actually, I don't want to go that way. Probably should have. But yeah, super easy. So the second day, the second and third day is whenever you really get into the course, and it's usually 5 hours each day, you know, so a total of 10 hours riding time. And I'm not going to go over everything that they go through because it would be way too long, but what I can tell you is they obviously teach you the very basics. You know, they teach you about T-clocks and, you know, how to go over your bike, make sure that, you know, it's ready to go, your pre-ride inspection. And then you know, then you play with the friction zone. They show you where the friction zone's at and how to work with it and play with it. And yeah, it's fun, honestly. And you know, there are also other drills that you have to do. Emergency starting and stopping is a big one. Hurrying up and getting out of first gear. That's what I like to do whenever I ride. I don't know if you noticed, but like when I ride, I like to get out of first gear ASAP. You know, that's even what the instructor said. Like, first is just to get you to go. I don't ride in first. You know, you're not really supposed to. So take that for what it is. School bus. Do I want to go on route 393? 933, I'd be stuck behind a bus, but it's better than going down there again. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other things that you actually do in the course. You know, of course, they show you the friction zone, they show you aggressive braking, you do swerving techniques, they teach you how to swerve. They teach you how to do an emergency stop in a turn, which I thought was pretty interesting. I actually didn't know you could do that until I did the course, and a few other things. And so pretty much, basically, you know, after you play with that for a while, you know, on the very last day, they cover a couple more things. I think there's 14. I believe there's 14 different exercises you do, and some of them are super short. One of them is just finding the friction zone. Then the other one, I can't remember what they call it, waddling. You like waddle to one end of the parking lot to the other, and you know, easy stuff like that. There were some more challenging things. Swerving was actually really difficult for me, and I kind of got it down now, but it still was a little it was still a little much for me. I just couldn't get it. And you know, I think I would have an easier time with it now, since I have such a I don't want to say a bond with my bike, but you know, I understand my bike a lot more. And that actually reminds me, I'm glad that I thought of this. Whenever you take your MSF course, they have different bikes for you to ride. The most common one that they are going to have is a Grom, some kind of sport bike looking thing. Mine was a BMW 310, and then they might have a cruiser. Two things: The first thing, stay off the Grom. I'm probably going to make a controversial video about the worst beginner bike, and spoiler alert, I think it's the Grom. Now, before you fire at me in the comments, which you guys really don't, I do have my reasons, and I think they're legitimate reasons. I understand there's anomalies. I understand that some people live in areas that's nothing but farmland and they don't see another house for 3, 4, 5 miles. I get that, and in those situations, sure. But it's whenever you're it's when you're in areas like where I live, where you know you have the interstates and bypass, and you're on a little bike that's already hard to see. It's harder because it's even smaller, and it doesn't have that much power to get you out of really crappy situations. You know what I mean? And I might make the video, I might not, I don't know. I would just highly recommend not taking the Grom and picking out the biggest bike they have if you can. The other thing is, try and ride the different bikes too. What you trying to do, brother? Try and ride the different bikes. You know, whenever I was about to take my MSF course, I was very, very certain that my first bike was going to be the Kawasaki Vulcan 650S. It's a cruiser. It's the exact same engine in this bike. It's the exact same engine in the Versys. They just same exact engine in the, what is that, the KTR, their adventure touring, or their adventure bike. You know, same engine, just in a different body. And I was very certain that was the bike that I was going to go with. But whenever I rode it, whenever I rode the cruiser, I realized that I did not like it. I didn't like how cruisers felt. I didn't like that body position, you know, because for me, being a new rider, why I really like my BMW, or the BMW that I rode, as opposed to that, is because it's like this. It feels like you're upright and you can react better. You know what I mean? Whether you can or can't, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience on cruisers. I would not knock it. I definitely want to try it again. You know what I mean? But as of right now, you know, I was good. And what I'm getting at is, you know, hey, if you think that the cruiser is the bike for you, ride the cruiser, but also ride the sports bike, vice versa, you know, because you might not really get a chance to really play with them whenever you get to the dealership, whenever you purchase your real motorcycle, or your official motorcycle. You know what I mean? Oh, I can do that. That's pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and do that. I was kind of sloppy. I'm a little sluggish today, if you can't tell. I got a notice in the mail that they're under new management for my lease, and it sounds like they're going to raise my rent, and my rent is already entirely too high. So I don't know, kind of a little bugged about that. But I want to make this video because it's going to be raining for like a week and a half straight. So I probably won't be able to make my video about cornering, which, hey, real quick, I want to thank everybody who votes on those. And if you're new to the channel, or you're subscribed to the channel and haven't done it yet, if you want to be involved in, you know, the kind of direction, or the kind of content that comes out of here, consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. But if you are subscribed and you're not voting, maybe click the notification bell, because I think that's what it is, because you can see it on like the mobile version of YouTube under the community tab. I didn't know that was a thing. That's why I bring it up, you know. So yeah, if you want to be involved like that, go ahead and do that, because we got lots of content to crank out, and I kind of want to do what you guys want to see. You know, I got a whole list of stuff on the Instagram page and stuff, what I want to do. But yeah, you know, I was going to say something else, and I excuse me, I completely forget what it was going to be. Whoa, I'm in 6th gear. What? 6th gear? You crazy person. So is there anything else about the MSF course that I wanted to bring up? I mean, I guess it's kind of one of those things. I did it with school. Fuck, I didn't want to talk about college anymore. I'm actually thinking about going back and getting my master's. But you only do it once, unless you fail. You only do it once, so kind of enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's I think you were going to pull out, you bastard. Enjoy it, you know, just relax and try and have fun with it. You know, you're only going to do it once, but you know, that does not stop your education, because the BRC Basic Rider Course 1 is the first one. Then they also have a BRC 2, they have an advanced class, they have intermediate class, so intermediate then advanced. You know, always further your education. I'm actually really excited to do the other classes whenever they're available, you know what I mean? So, you know, always further your education and just enjoy it. It's not so bad, you know. Hopefully this video helped you. Like I said, if you go ahead and you look up some of the skills that you have to learn, and there's one that, you know, you'd like to see a video on, go ahead and comment down below, and I definitely see your guys' comments. So, you know what I mean? I don't have a problem making the video at all, you know what I mean? So go ahead and do that if you'd like, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And yeah, thanks for voting. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. It was just really interesting about the voting thing, because it was between cornering and this, and it was like a 50-50, and then I went to bed, and then it was like 70-30, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I think the final tally was like, yeah, it was around that 70-30, somewhere around there. So I was actually kind of surprised, honestly, that a lot of people were more interested in this one. You know, that's why I hope that this is a decent video or whatever. But, you know, just a quick recap, you know, as far as the permit test, you schedule your permit test. I would read that booklet, then I would write down the answers and all the questions that are in the back of the booklet, and then that website that I will show you, it let me do this. The turn always freaks me out. I don't know, like, I was kind of humbled whenever I found these back roads, because I realized that I'm not the best, you know what I mean? I got so used to doing the corners that I was doing, and I can't really go as fast right now because it's a little chillier and the roads aren't, you know, warm. And it's crazy too how much of a difference warm tires and warm roads make with the performance and handling of your bike or whatever. But yeah, you know, go to that website that I'll link in, do all those exams over and over and over until you're sick of doing them. You won't have any issue. You won't have a single issue passing your permit test. And with your MSF course, it's a 3-day event. You know, you will have an e-booklet thing you have to do before class. You get it done. Honestly, you can start it and stop it in, like, I don't know, 2 hours. It doesn't take long at all. There's little questions in between the chapters. Super easy. And then, yeah, that's about it. Then you start, you go, you do your book work, and yeah, you do all that stuff. It's fun too, because, you know, one of the things I like about watching moto vlogs is, like, I like to hear people talk and I care about what they're saying, but I also like to watch them like I'm riding a bike and pointing out traps and things like that. So, you know, hopefully you guys do that too. It'll just make you an all more confident rider, you know what I mean? So, you know, just like I said before, you know, with you know, highway riding and all that, don't overcomplicate it. You know, sure, it's different, it's a learning curve for a lot of people, but it's not so bad. But, you know, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, and hopefully this is a good video. I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of in my head again about the whole rent thing. I really hope they don't raise that. So I don't know, I just want to get it out because it's going to be raining and I won't be able to ride or do any videos for at least a week or so. So the next cornering video, that might not be out for a couple weeks, hopefully sooner, we'll see. But I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like, share, hit the notification bell, comment. So I went home and I watched the footage, and I realized that I didn't even tell you guys how it ends, right? So on the third day, you do have a test. You have a driving exam, and it consists of like 6 or 7 different tests, all combining a few different things. And it's all graded on a point system. I'm not entirely sure how their point system works, but you have to get X amount of points to pass. Or is it points or bad? I can't remember how it is. It's one of the two, and it's not bad at all. The only thing, though, that made my heart sink when I heard this was that you do only have 3 stalls. If you stall out 3 times, you fail the course automatically, and that sucks. But don't let it get to you, man. You'll be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. Fill your head with all the knowledge, and everything's gonna be great, man. Just breathe. Just breathe. Don't get inside your own head. But I'm sorry that I forgot that. I just wanted to include this. I will see you guys later.